Hello super friends and welcome to DC TV Talk. This is the show where we talk all things Supergirl, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow and Black Lightning, and in today's video, Comic-Con is officially here. All the Comic-Con panels and trailers have come out for all of our favourite DC TV shows, and in today's video, or in the first of today's many videos, I am going to be breaking down all the stuff we learned regarding Supergirl Season 4 at Comic-Con in the panel, so let's discuss. Also, if you want to see more Comic-Con content, be sure to subscribe to this channel and you can keep up to date all day with all the videos I'm going to be doing. So I'm just going to jump straight into it. I think that the first thing that they really sort of broken down is that they will be adapting Red Sun. Now, we kind of knew this already, that they were going to be adapting the Red Sun storyline for Supergirl Season 4. And this was just a basic kind of confirmation from the showrunners that yes, this is officially the storyline we're doing. However, interestingly, they do say that this storyline is going to come into play later on in the season. They're going to tease it in the beginning and it's going to really come to fruition in the back half. I find that a bit strange because that makes me think what's going on with this other Kara then? Like, where's she at and what's she doing? But I think it's quite interesting that it's going to come into play later in the season, and that makes me think maybe the first half of this season is going to be really quite slow, kind of like how Arrow Season 6 was. I don't know, it does worry me a little bit. I'm really excited to see Red Sun come to the show, but the fact it's going to come on later on in the season does worry me about the first half a little bit. In other news, David Adjara has been cast as Manchester Black. Now, Manchester Black had been rumoured to be appearing on the show for a while after a character description was released which sounded, very similar to Manchester Black. And we finally have the casting. I don't really know a lot about the actor. I know he was in a couple of things, and I have seen him in one thing before, which I don't remember off the top of my head. I saw it in IMDb, I don't remember what it was specifically. Oh, it was in Fast and Furious 6, sorry, it was. And but he's been cast as Manchester Black. He seems pretty good, pretty competent as an actor. Like I said, I haven't really seen him in much before, so I can't really comment on it. I'm just happy that we are getting Manchester Black. I think he sounds like a really interesting character to bring to Supergirl, something we haven't really seen before. So I like that. Again, it's keeping it fresh, because that's one thing, that was one of my biggest complaints about Supergirl Season 3, was how it felt so boring and dull and repetitive. Keeping it fresh is what Supergirl really needs, and I feel like doing stuff like this and adding characters like this is something that the show needs, so I'm all down for that. They also said that Kara is going to go back to her journalistic roots and that there is going to be a heavy presence at Catco. Now, I love this. I think Catco was severely missing from the third season and also in a large majority of the second season, but definitely Season 3. So the fact that we are going back to that, I really like that. Because that was actually one of my favourite things about Season 1 of Supergirl, was how Kara was very much a journalist, focused on her job, and that's what she was doing, and, there was that duality thing, just like Superman. I thought that was really cool. I loved that in Season 1. That was one of my favourite things. So to see that coming back in Season 4, very happy about that. I think Catco is really cool. I like that set a lot. I just think it's a really cool set. And hopefully we'll get to see a lot more James with that. Obviously James being the head of Catco. Obviously what's going on with James this season in terms of him revealing himself as Guardian, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I don't think there's any word on that. But I'm really excited that Kara is going back down that route. And it's just something I feel like, again, the show needs to give it a bit more of a dynamic. Also, Nicole has been cast as Mia, who is the first transgender superhero. Now, we kind of heard about this character as well beforehand, about this first kind of transgender character coming to the show. So we now have the official casting of Nicole, and the character's name is going to be Mia. Again, this is just one of those things that Supergirl is going to do, that it likes to, embrace the diversity of the show, and it likes to push that. And I feel like this is going to obviously add a massive amount of diversity to Supergirl as is. And I feel like this is, again, just a step in a good direction for the show. It's going to bring in a new audience for sure. It's also just going to give the show a lot of merit. And I think that this character, depending on what she does, I mean, they do say first transgender superhero. So this character is going to be a superhero of some kind. Which I quite like. I like the fact that they are just going to go with that straight away. So that's all good. I guess we'll just have to see what this character is. We don't really know a lot about her. So I guess we'll just have to see what goes on when they actually arrive in the season. And finally, April Parker Jones has been cast as Colonel Haley, and she is going to be a series regular. Now, I don't know what this character is. Again, there's no word on this character. Obviously, she's going to be involved in the military some way, because obviously she's a colonel. I don't know if she's going to be related in some way to the Agent Liberty character, who's going to be played by Sam Witwer this season, who's also a series regular. I don't know if they're connected in some way, but overall we are getting a bit more of a military or militaristic character coming into the season. Interesting to see how that plays out and what her role within the show is, but I think the actress seems pretty experienced and pretty good, so that's all good on that front. Now, for the final part of this video, I'm also going to do a breakdown on the trailer, just because the trailer for Supergirl Season 4 was not very good, and it just didn't show a lot. Like, there's barely anything to talk about, but it was narrated by that previously mentioned Agent Liberty, who's being played by Sam Witwer, and we do get our first few looks at him. We get a few kind of silhouetted shots and a couple of up-closes. He seems to have, like, a very heavy militaristic battle armor, which I think is really cool. I actually really want to see that, you know, in the light and just see how it looks, because that looks really awesome. Just, like, the silhouette of it looks cool. And the fact that Sam Witwer's on the show, I absolutely love. I think Sam Witwer is a great actor. I think he's done some really cool stuff, so I can't wait to see what he actually does and what he brings to the show. And this first look at him does excite me, I have to say. There is also a shot of the DEO where we see Alex and also we see Brainy behind her. And this is just a cool shot. I mean, Alex has actually got a new hairstyle this season, which looks pretty cool. And we can also see Brainy behind her. And Chyla Lee, who plays Alex, was actually talking about how how Alex and Brainy is actually going to develop a fun relationship and a fun dynamic in the season. So that's all good. And I think, again, this is kind of like the seeds of that. And obviously, Alex is now the head of the DEO. She's now the leader, so she's going to be taking the charge. And that's what it looks like. You know, she's there at the forefront. And I think that's really cool. You know, it's basically, you know, before we had Jean and we had Win, now we've got Alex and Brainy. I think that's really cool. I like that dynamic, and the fact that them two are going to be developing a fun relationship, that sounds good to me. And finally, we got a new look at Kara's new costume, the new suit. I was a bit surprised when I first heard this leaking out online, and then I saw the trailer and I thought, oh, that's interesting. There is a new suit. Now, personally, I feel like this is actually going to be the costume for the other Kara, the red Kara, as she's being called, because one, it just seems like a bit weird to give Supergirl a new suit. I don't know why that's necessarily needed. Also, this is a very technologically advanced suit. That's something I could definitely see the Soviets chucking up. But the reason I definitely feel like this is the other Kara is because there's a mask. And obviously, if there's a mask, that means that Melissa Benoist doesn't have to film, you know, scenes twice. She can literally just do one as Kara, and then you can just have a stunt double in the other one. That's why this basically means this is Red Kara. This is not going to be Kara's new suit, I don't think, for Season 4. This is not a new suit. This is the suit that the other Kara is going to wear. And again, it's mostly down to the helmet, the mask, because, again, Melissa Benoist won't have to be in that costume. They can literally just have another stunt double be in that suit, and it's fine. So I think that is the best explanation for it. But in terms of the costume, it does look very cool. It's very reminiscent of Black Lightning's suit in the sense that it has all the lights on it. I think it looks really cool, like the fluorescent logo in the middle. And also they've gotten rid of the skirt and they've given her the trousers, which is different. Again, a bit more of a different take on the suit. I really like it. I think it looks really cool. And I'm totally down for this suit. And I can't wait to see more of this Red Kara character in Season 4. Well, what do you guys think about all the news coming out of Comic-Con? Make sure you let me know all your thoughts about all the stuff that was revealed at the panel, and also what your thoughts on the trailer were. Overall, I think Supergirl had a pretty good panel. The trailer was pretty crap, to be honest, but again, I can't really blame them because Melissa hasn't filmed anything, so I guess they didn't have much to show. But it was still cool just to see some little details that we can sort of grasp at. And overall, I'm pretty optimistic going into Supergirl Season 4, but I am trying to restrain myself just that little bit. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like. It'll help me out a lot. And share this video with anyone and everyone you know who loves DC TV and get them to join the community. And as always, guys, please subscribe for your latest content on Supergirl, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow, and Black Lightning. And with all that said, guys, I hope to see you again in my next video for Comic-Con.